Good afternoon, Ines.
Good afternoon to you too. It seems like night.
It does seem like night, doesn't it? Because it is
It's
dark
dark.
outside and it's
The
4:30.
lamps are on. Yes.
Yeah, and it's 4:30.
I know. I'm ready for bed.
Yeah,
That's right. It's dark.
exactly. It's not
Yeah.
far from it, isn't it? We're almost ready for bed, which is just really,
Yes. Yes,
I mean,
it is.
I grew
Maybe
up in
because it's
Norway,
dark.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I grew up in Norway, so I'm used to having like 3 hours of sunlight during the winter, but
Oh, you
it does
missed
suddenly
that.
feel not really. No,
No.
no, I'm
No.
quite happy to be here.
Yeah. Good.
No,
Good.
in so many ways. But yeah, it is a strange feeling when it suddenly is dark at 4:30.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Earth is a funny concept in that way because again, in Norway during winter, during summer, you have like 24-hour sun. Some places,
Yes.
it's such a it's a wonders
Yes.
of the earth, right?
So it's go, go, go. So you almost feel guilty for going to bed because the sun is still up there. It's not a little further down the horizon.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So
I
you
have.
mentioned that this week we are going to touch on hope, which I think is very timely, thinking about the weather, the darkness, and how do we find a sliver of hope to get through that, huh?
Yes, yes. Well, let us see if we can instigate that hope, the definition of hope.
Yes, go for
Okay,
it.
so beginning with that, what is the greatest motivation in our life? Okay, people will think it's financial security, love, independence, your health, maybe. Is that a motivational spur? It's not, it's actually hope. It's that word hope. It's the uncertainty in our life. It's the challenges in our life. All of those, all of those things give us a form of hand down, give us a form of motivation. We know life can be completely uncertain from one second to the next. We see it with some of the accidents that happen or the illnesses that befall young athletes or whatever it happens to be. We can have everything at our command, be on top of everything, and then suddenly we're stricken down. A fall, maybe just a fall, a fatal accident, and within the next second of time, our life could be extinct. Most people never really think of that just as well. They never really think that life is so
Yeah,
uncertain. Yeah, that's just my own little opinion on that. Just as well.
Well, there
People are
isn't
going to
not to
die.
like stop you in your tracks there though, but like for
Yeah.
example, the Stoics, for example, they like believed in memento mori, which is you can die at any moment, right? And
Well,
remind
it's
yourself
true.
of that you
Yeah.
can die at any moment, and that's a really good thing to do.
No, well, it is. It's just something I can't go into something really interesting that I just thought of. But anyway, no, you're absolutely right. But most people never really think that that the next second of our life is so uncertain. And the very fact that no one actually really thinks of that obviously keeps the motivation of life going. So, and every corner in life that we turn is another step in the direction of the purpose of our life, individual life. But the most important thing is actually the uncertainty and the hope of what is around the corner, the next corner. We always hope that we will be better off, and that we also have the hope that the challenges that we experience in our life will bring something forward for us. In other words, a reward or acknowledgement from the heavens. Even if one is totally agnostic, there's always a glimmer of hope. Maybe there is something there. Is something watching me and giving me credit for what I'm going through, what I'm working through. And it doesn't actually really matter what it is that reward is, providing something is there. Now, if we say this is all the same topic of it, now let's say we're talking about something that's worrying you, the listener, or perhaps something that is wrong with you, the listener. The very fact is that whilst I am talking about you, concentrating on you, I'm holding your attention. And whilst I'm holding your attention upon your issue or that spot, I'm also helping your body and your mind to single out that problem area. You are then, not me, you are then homing in or concentrating on that particular area or subject that is worrying you. And concentration is, of course, the first premise of meditation. So if you are concentrating on a certain point by discussing it, you're thinking of it, you're even visualizing it. And of course, it then becomes a focal point. By doing so, it brings forward your own power of healing, which is then helping you immediately. Not tomorrow, not if you do it again, immediately. In other words, hope. Hope springs eternal in the human heart to the last clarion call. There is hope. And the hope is there that this unconditional hope that we all have will prove to be correct. And we will move into a much better situation than what we have left behind. Even when all physical hope is gone, there is still that unknown factor, which is the motivational spur of hope, which we all hold on to. And when I said clarion call, clarion historically is a thin, narrow tube, tubed war trumpet. It's now used actually something that is loud and clear. It's the clarion trumpeters. So we always have that hope. If there is these terrible illnesses, let's say even cancer. Who was it a number of years ago? The lady she had resources, meaning money. She went to Switzerland where they flushed out her body, which was supposed to be a cure. It is the hope, it is the motivation that something is going to happen, that by lighting your candle, that you have the hope, that candle, that lit flame of hope is seen and you will be helped. We then read through books of all the miracles that happen with other individuals in the same predicament. It is the hope. But every corner we turn is in the direction regarding what is necessary in our individual life. So the healing aspect of that, if we say when all physical help is gone, let us say from the surgeon's point of view, from the medical point of view, this is as far as our knowledge now goes. This is all we can do for you. We then go back in time and try to find other areas of cure or of help that will even prolong our life or our existence or better our position. And that, of course, with the pandemic, when we had 18 months of lockdown, when jobs were lost, when careers were upside down, mankind, we had to find an alternative, which is not easy. What do when you're good at, say, carpentry, and all of a sudden you're supposed to be IT? It's not an easy option, but there's always the hope that what you do will somehow help you to move forward into an area where you're able to exist and lead the type of life that you might envisage. There was that one young woman that was brought forward on BBC. This was during the pandemic, and she was trying to earn some money. She had no resources. She went to the beach. You might remember this, somebody that's listening to, or yourself, Thor, if you happen to see it. It was only on once. And she went to the seashore and she picked up bits of plastic, a dropped brooch, a half brooch, whatever it is. They were just nothingness. And she got some very inexpensive paper, which was frayed because it wasn't, cut off properly. And she made cards out of those. And she started selling those cards. And she always had a little word on each of them. Obviously, you run out of words, so they must have been duplicated. But that is how she tried to earn her living. Because there was the hope that just by doing that, and I hope very much, because she did that, and it was made nationwide available, that maybe she got a job through her initiative, or that her little business was able to gain momentum. I have another acquaintance who is catering, but in a very small sense. And she is now going to continue, but focusing only on takeaway. So that if there aren't any people coming into a little tiny cafe, she's able to either have them come up and pick it up, and also that some of her products are freezable. It's a form of survival, but it is that hope. To the last clarion call, all of us have that hope, and doesn't matter how anyone decries this, that, or the other, or the pomp. We can have riches, we can have everything. The next minute it is gone. It can be just gone. So it's not a doomsday message, but we have that hope. But by being able to talk about it, by concentrating on something, if you can somehow have someone that you can speak to, just by focusing on your concerns, doesn't give you a spreadsheet of your life, but it allows your mind to think. And it's because it's so close to meditation, you are then in receipt of ideas. Again, we come to that light bulb moment, which we tend to home in on so many times, because so many of us are in need of finding a way around the circumstances that surround all of us. It's global. It's not just us. So it is that hope. Listen, verbalize, and allow yourself to focus on the moment. Allow yourself to focus on what is perhaps worrying you, physically or mentally, and see what happens.
Mm.
And that, I don't wish to jump onto it because we can chat about this, because the message for today I have: nothing can take place without change.
Yeah. Nothing can take place without change.
That's
I
right.
think that is just too true. I mean, I suppose the thing is, like, everything is always constantly changing. I suppose yeah, absolutely. Nothing
Yeah,
can take place without change.
that's right. And that hope is always that, gosh, I hope I'm doing the right thing.
Mm. Yeah, which I think everybody has, regardless of if you believe it in or not. It's always that hope that
Absolutely.
you're doing
Yeah,
the right thing.
that's right. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah. I think that comes back to, I think, our philosophy of life, Ines, is to always just put your best foot forward.
that's right. That's
I,
right.
I think
Yeah,
that's our underpinning philosophy for life, isn't it?
that's right. Yes,
Really?
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's all you can do, and then just see what happens.
And then just wait and see. Suck it up.
Yeah.
There is no option. There is
Yeah.
no other option.
Yeah.
And when we come to say global warming, whatever the large companies decide to do because of their profit sharing, I'm not decrying that. I still feel it's invaluable, the effort that each of us puts forward in our own little way,
Mm.
just to help.
Yeah.
It's so important. We're how
Yeah.
many billion of people? If each of these minions, which is what we are, we're not the 0.1%, but most of us are the worker ants. And if each little teeny weeny worker ant does a tiny little teeny weeny bit, because that's all we can do, teeny weeny little bit,
Mm.
we might get somewhere.
Mm. Yeah. No, I think that's true. I think
Mm,
that's very true. I suppose some of that hope, I suppose hope or understanding again comes from the depths of the meditation, right?
it does. It does. It
Always.
does. Yes, that's right. And it doesn't have to be a meditation that is rigorously adhered to. People have so many different ways of meditating. The contemplation, that sort of that moment when you see clearly, can only be a fraction of a second, because you've just relaxed yourself. You're not delving or thinking about anything apart from now
Mm.
yourself. And every human being has the same worth as the next person,
Mm.
because our roles in the universe change so often. Sometimes we're top cat, and other times we're certainly not a top cat,
Mm.
but we're still equally important.
Mm. Just have to
And we
remember that on a day-to-day basis, right?
absolutely. And if you don't have anything and you're scratching around, there's a reason. It is never a punishment. It's purely a learning process, which hurts. It's hard. We're emotional human beings. We're mortals. but it's very, very important. Last time we could have been the Queen of Sheba. And the other person who's now top cat could have been, mucking out our stables. Just goes around and around. Just feels really nice when you're on top. Yeah, that's a thank you. Yeah, thank you, God. Yeah, keep it going. Yeah, it works. Yes.
It certainly feels good when you have a roof over your head and food in your belly, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have food over your head and food in your belly, you're basically a top cat.
Oh, you are basically a top cat. That's right. Yes, very much is.
Yeah, no, you basically are.
And we're not in a war zone at the moment.
Yeah. Not particularly affected by climate change, yeah.
Not yet. No, that's right.
So
yeah, exactly.
We are top cats.
We are top cats. Yeah, we're top cats.
Mm.
And sometimes what I've heard many times, and I totally agree with this, you might too, Thor, when we meditate, not have a shopping list. Oh, could we please help this, please do this, even if it's for someone else. It's irrelevant. We're always asking for something that is against the law of karma for that person. So guess what? It's not going to work.
Mm.
How about just going into meditation saying thank you? Thank you to whatever the person believes, and just say thank you very much. The thank you is just for the breath of life that we're learning. And this learning, hopefully, again, brings us to a place that is, obviously so different that we can't imagine what it's like.
I mean, it's super hard though, being human beings, right? Like just going in saying thank you, because we do have, like, in the back of our mind, it's like, oh, I want this, that,
That's
this.
right.
This,
Is it possible, please?
Yeah. Could I maybe have that, please?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, just once, a bit. Yeah.
But I do like that though, just going in and just saying thank you and just be like,
yeah, thank you, and just close the door, and that's it. When really, this little pocket of wish list is hanging out of your back pocket. They're hoping they'll see it. That's right. Look how good I am. I'm only saying thank you. I'm not asking for anything. You'll get a point for that. Yeah, that's right. I'm not like the others. I don't ask. Oh, no, not me. No. I'm elevated. Yes. I'm enlightened. I'm a goody. Yes.
None of us are. Well,
no.
Any final wise words, Ines?
No, it's just nothing can take place without change. And we're going through a historical change.
Yeah.
However, possibly at this moment, not as big as the dinosaurs had it. Because when those meteorites struck, they did become extinct.
Yeah.
Like within a week.
Yeah. Dunk.
Yeah, that is a big change.
Yeah.
Big change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going extinct just yet.
No.
Well, thank you for another great time together, Ines. Very positive and very hopeful, right?
It is hopeful. Yes, it is. There is always a silver lining. We can't always see it. And then all of a sudden, when things have progressed a little bit, oh God, that's okay. Yeah. Without this and this happening, this and this wouldn't be in place. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, as always, if anyone listening has any questions, comments, or wants us to explore anything, just let us know. And thank you so much.
Absolutely.